Welcome, strangers. What you buying? Okay, so once again we journey deep into the labyrinth of fear. I know it's not Friday. Friday's choose your own adventure day on Mike Rants, but I won't be here tomorrow. So Thursday night, get this out. I did have 2 other videos to do this week. Been ill all week, man flu, terrible. So I apologise, and thanks to everyone for all the kind words when I uploaded that music video that I did. It was really nice of all of you to be kind and not mock me. Right, okay, so for those of the uninitiated again, choose your own adventure book. I read a bit of a passage, then you get options and you need to choose what to do. We're leading our intrepid adventurer Mike Cusack to defeat the evil elf king Aaron, who is going to topple down Knightmare Castle, and we are trudging through the darkened halls of Knightmare Dungeon. I need to get down to below level 3 to confront the elf king. Let's have a little inventory check. We have a meat pie, yummy, a rib bone, poisoned grapes, and a candle. And we have 2 spells. We have rat spell and smoke spell. We've not got to use any of them. We've not even got to use an item yet. But anyway, so we were in a situation where we walked into a room and this gigantic stone-like face came thrusting through the rubble of a nearby wall, and its name was Granite Ass, which we all had a good laugh at, and it asked us a riddle, and based on that riddle we had to decide where we were going to go. And the riddle was, what is it that but for one letter would be everything there is? I don't know why I'm doing that same accent again. What is it that but for one letter would be everything there is? The more you take away from it, the bigger it gets. Okay, so that was the riddle, and our options were to go left, right, or straight through the gaping hole of Granite's face. Granitas's face, not Granite's. Alright, so where were we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you said go through the hole. This time it wasn't Adawu who was the contrarian. One did say go right, that was Dragon Boom, which I'm sure he's trying to get us killed. Maybe he's an evil genius, like Moriarty or Stewie from Family Guy. Okay, so that was me going to attempt to do a Stewie impersonation, but I decided not to. I do one though, so I might do a Stewie impression at some point. I can't rule that out. Alright, so we're basically, everyone's saying unanimously, let's go through Granitas's mouth, and that will lead us on to hopefully not death. Alright, go to 130. Here's an interesting one. Why don't we look and see what would have happened? If we had went right, like Dragonboon said. If we had went right, turn to 119, we would have Granitas snaps viciously at you as you try to get through the door. His chisel-like teeth seize your leg and you scream in pain. Lose 1 life force grade. If you're still alive, you manage to find the strength to break free and race out of the door. So we would have been in trouble. Okay, but what we've done is we've walked through the gaping mouth of Granitas, or William Shatner's face, as J. Miller the Cow Killer said. Alright. Stealing your nerve, you walk boldly into the rocky tunnel of the wall monster's gullet. You must have guessed correctly that the answer to the riddle was indeed hole, because Granitas just lets you pass through his mouth as tamely as a circus lion. I don't know how many circus lions let you walk directly through into the mouth. Maybe putting your head in, but you know what I'm saying. After a short distance, you see light ahead. soon after emerging into a warm room with a heavy oak table in the middle. On the table there was a plate of roast meat, and curled up beside this is a black cat. There are two ways on from here: a broad metal studded door in the opposite wall and an archway to your right. Let's try not get Mike Cusack, our intrepid adventurer, killed. Alright, so we can eat the meat, we can go through the opposite door, or we can go through the archway to the right. I'm going to take the decision this time, until I find something more interesting for you guys to decide. I really am sorry if I get Mike killed. I apologise. I'm going to say that we shouldn't eat the meat, because if the cat's sitting next to it and is not eating it, I don't think that bodes well. So let's go through the door. 30. Oh, it is securely fastened with a gilded padlock. If you have a golden key, turn to 42. We don't have a golden key. Why don't you have a golden key, Mike? Why? Otherwise, you can either eat the food on the table, or leave through the archway. Okay, we'll go through the archway. Right. The passage you are walking along joins two others in a Y-shaped fork. For a moment you are uncertain which way to go. Then a gleam of blue light catches your eye and you make your way along the tunnel towards it. You emerge into a dank cavern. Directly in front of you, the ground falls away in a precipitous chasm that runs from wall to wall. There is no way across. On the other side, a woman is draped languidly on a couch of grey marble. That's her draped. I don't know why she's been. Leave me alone, can't you see I'm dying? She wears a gown of sky blue silk and fairly drips with jewellery of silver and rubies. A mortal, says Lilith. Lilith? Lazily pointing a sandaled foot at you. Why not just point at you? But a sandaled foot, never mind. Pointing a sandaled foot, does that mean she's holding someone else's sandal and it's still got their foot in it and it's been cut off? Never mind. Right. You start to... No, I jumped ahead again. A mortal. Well, little mortal, state your business and be quick about it. You start to speak, but you are rather tongue-tied. You know that Lilith is an immortal sorceress who could effortlessly imprison or slay you with her magic. I don't know how we know this, but we do. You'll have to speak up, says Lilith, with a mocking laugh. Or come a little closer. You follow her gaze down into the dizzying chasm. You need to bribe her with a gift so that she'll use her magic to create a bridge. What will you offer her? You can offer her an emerald, a bunch of grapes, a mouse, or a rib bone. If you have none of these items, you're stuck where you are and will now be forever in Lilith's sorceress power. She doesn't sound like a very nice person. Alright, so out of that list we have... That's not the right list. Out of that list we have the rib bone and we have the grapes. But remember, the grapes are poisoned. So give her a rib bone or give her the grapes. I'm going to choose this again. I'm sorry. I know. I'm going to say let's give her the grapes. Because she's obviously... I mean, she says come closer. She wants us to fall down that chasm. So this is not someone that we want to be nice to. What a lovely gift, says Lilith, clapping her hands together. As she does this, a slender bridge of rock extends out across the chasm to where you are standing. You're able to cross, but you have to move very slowly because the bridge is so narrow and several times you nearly lose your balance. Lilith takes a cruel delight in watching your fear. I'm fucking glad we gave her those grapes. But when you're across and hand her the grapes, she seems genuinely pleased. The stairs beyond take you down to the next level. Oh, go down a level. That's down to level 2 when you get past level 3. Definitely level 2, is it? I think. She says, allowing the grape juice to spill out over her lips as she speaks. Mmm, yummy. Beware the troll who lurks below. Iron will hurt him, of course, as it does all fairy creatures. Now I feel bad. She's giving us some nice stuff, like nice information. We'll write that down, right? Iron hurts trolls. Okay, and all fairy creatures. Right, okay, so thanking her, you quickly slip out through the exit at the back of the cave before her mood can change. So she's like a pain in the ass. Strange. You thought that the grapes were poisonous. You find the steps and start to descend. Alright, well, she's alright, obviously, because she's a sorceress. You follow a winding tunnel that leads down into a grim torture chamber. It is circular, with a crackling fire pit in the centre, where various forks and branding irons are heating up, ready for use. You see spiked manacles on the walls, some still locked around the splintered bones of old victims. All in all, it is not a pleasant scene. You don't want to linger here any longer than you have to. There are 3 identical exits, one directly ahead and one halfway around the wall on either side. As you're stepping over the threshold, you happen to glance down and see a message scratched into the floor. Widdershins won't do you. Dead ahead, too true. Deiseal's how you want to go. To safely pass on through. Decide which exit you will take. The middle one, the one to your right, or the one to your left. Jesus, I don't have a clue. Right, here's the riddle again. And this is for you guys to solve. Widdershins won't do you. Dead ahead, too true. Deiseal's how you want to go. To safely pass on through. I have no idea, guys. I'm putting Mike's fate in your hands. I will write out what the riddle is down below. Check that out, and you can go through the middle one, to your right, to your left. It would be so sad if Mike died now. We've come so far. So far. So, please don't kill him, guys. Please.